life turned upside down because of a stroke while you're still a kid. Having, having to learn how to move your body as if you're still a toddler. Becoming unable to use one side of your body. Requiring to go to extreme and intensive therapy to regain what you lost for an uncontrollable event. Meeting others because of a common issue and learning the struggle about other kids who see life as unfair. Having to use gates to perform simple tasks. Today's guest will give you some on this. The Humanities Mass Communications Department at Norwalk Community College presents The New Directors, the shows that introduces you to television futures writer, directors, and personality. And now join your host, Gabriel.
Thank you for joining us for today's edition of The New Directors. All the people involved with this program are students in the television production course and are directing, switching, controlling, audio, operating cameras, and acting as talent for the very first time today. The guests you are about to meet are students who, when not on camera, are behind the scenes, working hard to bring this program to you with as few mistakes as possible. Each student will write and direct 4 different productions. This program will give them the chance to talk about themselves, their productions, the productions that they have completed, and give you the chance to get to know them and watch their progress throughout the semester. Our guest today is a person who, at a young age, was interested in pursuing film as a career and suffered from a stroke when he was 8 years old, resulting in muscle weakness on his left side. But now he is working on improving that so it'll be no longer be an issue. I would like to thank our guest, Calderon, for joining us today. Now I would like you to meet our guest today, Calderon. How have you been dealing with your severe muscle weakness on your left side?
At first, I really didn't. I went to the hospital. It was thrown upon me. I was like, "What's happening?" And like, I was a kid, so I didn't really know how to deal with it. And they put me in like some therapy in the hospital to get me somewhat functional. But that was like maybe 3 months after the fact because they didn't really think I was becoming functional after that. And after I learned how to walk, which took me 6 months to do, I kind of just thought, all right, I'm done. All I'm gonna do is walk. And I kind of just was accepted the fact that I was gonna be stuck with my left side weak. And it bummed me out. Like, there wasn't really much I could do about it. So I went from 4th grade all the way until about like 7th grade, not really using my left for anything. And like in middle school, I got really embarrassed one time because I couldn't tie my shoe. And after that, I went to an intense therapy camp, and it was in the summer. It's this place called Intensive Therapeutics under a program called Camp Helping Hands. And they help you do like simple tasks. They ask you 3 questions, but in the beginning, somebody asks you, okay, what do you want to do? What are your goals? And how long will you be here? I told them I'd be there for the whole program, and that I wanted to learn how to tie my shoe. I wanted to be able to do a push-up and dribble a basketball. And they made a video of all the kids because this was the first year they did it. And in this video, you also see me doing a push-up. And it will come up in a bit, but yeah, I went there with the sole purpose of like make my arm better and feeling like I was normal. So I went there with that in my mind, and I achieved being able to tie my shoe. That's the director of the program. His name's Scott. After that, I was able to do pull-ups, which I felt really proud about. And I went back last summer, and I learned how to cook with my left and my right hand. That's me playing with my brother. That's because I've been working on using my left more. It's just a normal picture of me because I'm proud of how far I've come. My mom's like, oh wow, you did so much. It's my family right there. They're proud of me. I'm proud that they helped me through this. It's crazy to think, like, I went from that to what I am now. Like, that's a time in my life when I was told I couldn't walk, I wouldn't be able to do anything. But I was like, no, I want to be able to do something with my life. So I kind of just, that was my first step, actually. That was the first time I stood up ever. And that was monumental for me. It was amazing. My friends really helped me through it.
Could you tell us why you decided to take the TV production course?
Since I was like 8, my dad asked me, like, what do you want to do with your life? And for some reason, I just told him, I want to be a director. And he was like, are you sure? So like every year he would ask me, and I'd be like, yeah, I want to be a director. I wouldn't change my mind, but I think that's just because I'm very stubborn. So like I went my entire life saying I want to be a director. And I took a video production course in high school, and my teacher, she said I should definitely go into film. And I came to NCC for that very reason, because I wanted to major in film, and they didn't have that in a community college near my house, which was Housatonic, because in Housatonic they didn't have film, and I was like, oh, that sucks. So I applied to Nora Community College, came here, and they had a TV production course, and I was like, I'm all about that, and I really just want to get more immersed in this field, because I love meeting people who are like interested in TV and film, because it's something I love too.
What are some of the most useful things you have learned in the TV production course?
I learned a lot of like technical terms and things I like never knew about. Like I learned about the rule of thirds, how that comes into play with filming, and about important key points. I learned about the field of depth, which helps me learn like how to control the focus when I'm filming. I've learned how to shift focus, which is something I was like, oh, this is so cool how to do. Like I was like, dude, this is the best. I learned about the 180-degree line, which I didn't know about. It apparently keeps the illusion of TV real, and it's amazing, like what we can do behind the camera. I also learned one very important thing from my professor. He kept repeating over and over again, and that was to get close.
Tell us about the productions you made in this class. Tell us what went on during some of your productions, like Student Studies, The Talk, New England, Fall Foliage, and Where's My Orange?
Okay, so those were like a little difficult to shoot because I was like working in groups with The Talk and Student Studies. But I learned a lot about how to use cameras and multiple camera techniques. Yeah. The Student Studies, that was, I learned how hard it is to work like on set, because there was this one guy who was in there beforehand. So I had like half an hour to shoot this. And this was one of my favorite things to edit too, because we learned how to make an action edit, which was this right here, him sitting down. I messed up a little, but I feel like I've improved on it. This was probably one of the weirdest for me to edit, because I didn't have much footage to work with. The Talk, actually there's a little bit messed up here. I ended up not being able to shoot because we ran out of time. So I ended up borrowing footage, but editing was something that I really enjoyed doing. I was all right, this is cool. I learned about the 180 here line, the 180-degree line here. This is where we learned about the illusion of keeping TV real. I learned about multiple camera angles, like OTS. What other shots? I forgot, but this is my fall foliage project. This was really cool to shoot. I learned how to use poor man's dissolve, shift focus. I learned how to do so much here, because this was one project we just had a lot of freedom on. I went out, I got a lot of nice shots. It's probably like 3 hours of raw footage. I messed up on my continuous zooms, but hey, it happens. Yeah, I went out, walked around for like 2 hours. It was fun. This is my orange project. It's still in the works. This is not a completed project, but you know, it's something I have for now. It's still in the works. It's just trying to make it entertaining here. I don't want it to be boring, you know. I'm learning how to make an action script because of this project, and that's something that seems really cool to me. It seems really handy how to know how to make an action script. I made a storyboard for this as well. Yeah, that's just two friends of mine having fun with orange.
Tell us how you felt and what you thought about your best project.
My best project was the New England Fall Foliage. I actually felt really great with how that came out. There's a couple things I wish I could change, but for the most part, I think that was really well done on my part because I worked so hard on it. I spent so long trying to make it the best I could make it with my experience. And I felt like it turned out really great, but that's just my preference. Then again, I did put in like 10 hours of work, so I am a little biased here. I was really happy with the end product. I felt very calm, like while I was filming this. If I felt happy. I tried to film this with a couple friends. Turns out they were busy that day. So I went out by myself and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have fun. And I did like a bunch of things. I went on like crazy angles and I got some nice shots. I went to the weirdest locations, got shots of things that people normally didn't really like pay attention to. That crane, like no one saw that. And I was like, oh, that looks pretty cool. It's just in the middle of a pond. And I would stop, people would stare at me, but I was like, hey, I'm having fun here. I'm gonna do my thing, we'll film it. And I was going for a very serenic, fall project.
You mentioned a variety of things you have learned in this course. What are the most interesting and important skills you learned and how will you use them?
Yeah. Some of the most important things I learned here is how to use Avid. I learned how to use camera techniques, storyboarding, and action scripts. I feel like I could work on action scripts a little more. So I would love to work on that so I can make mini films in the future. And I feel like if I learn how to use Avid as well and utilize it to my benefit, I can definitely make my projects look much better, even if I'm limited with my footage. And I really hope to take this into like future films outside of NTC, into my own like film productions. And I really hope that I just have fun doing it.
Today we got to meet someone who will go on to make his own entertaining films and will continue to overcome any obstacles in his way and won't let his muscle weakness stop him.
Thank you.
We hope you have enjoyed meeting one of television's future directors, and we hope you will continue to join us each week to watch our progress. Thank you and good day.
This has been The New Directors with your host, Jacqueline, directed by Benjamin. I'm your announcer, Cynthia. The New Director is a Norwalk Community College student production.
I hope I forgot my last one.